Howdy y'all, this is Rational Outlaw, and in today's video I will be reading yet again another one of my articles. This will be a reoccurring theme in which I will probably write some articles and then I will later do a video based on that article. But before we get into it, please give my original article 50 claps and share it with everyone you know, and of course follow me on Medium. As for my video content, you can follow me here on YouTube and you can also follow me on Odyssey. And if you really like my content, please consider donating to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi, or you can buy something from my merch store. Don't forget, we have those Castro Yoda t-shirts. Now let's get on with the video. In the video titled Richard Wolff, How Capitalism Exploits You, the Gravel Insitute tries to say that capitalism is exploitive and that workers are being deprived of their full value. That what people make with their hard work is being stolen from them. This is mostly false. First, before we go over the points Wolff tries to make, let's go over what capitalism actually is. According to Wikipedia, capitalism is an economic system based on private ownership of the means of production and their operation for profit. Central characteristics of capitalism include capital accumulation, competitive markets, a price system, private property, and the recognition of property rights, voluntary exchange, and wage labor. End of quote. This means that every exchange by capitalism is voluntary and is based on property rights. Things like slavery are antithetical to capitalism, and so is theft. Systems that often get mixed up with capitalism would be fascism and corporate welfare/socialism. Fascism is not voluntary, and corporate welfare goes against the idea that the most adaptable business should survive without government involvement. When a government bails out or regulates the economy in a way that benefits the large businesses, that is not capitalism, that is a completely separate system. That is corporate welfare or corporate socialism. So again, not capitalism. In the video, Wolff first says that the capitalist goal is to make profit. This is true, but capitalists must also consider how they get their profit and how to make the best product or service to serve their target market. Thus, they will likely have to be ethical in their approach. If a business does something unethical, it could lose profit at least, or go belly up at worst. Now, yes, this doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened in the past, and things have changed over time. If a business is perhaps covering up their secret dealings, then that probably would be where the government should intervene. Not trying to set a minimum wage, force businesses to provide healthcare or childcare. Things like that hurt small businesses and medium-sized corporations. They can't easily afford those kinds of things. They don't have economies of scale. The next claim is that capitalists are exploiting the worker of their value. But value is subjective. To some, their work value is high, to others it is low. If workers want to get paid more for their work, they should get another job somewhere else. When a business owner is setting up a business, they are taking a risk. The owner could go into deep debt and lose their business, while a worker is not taking any risk. If a business fails, they can find another job and not have to worry about debt like their former boss. When a worker decides to take a job that pays them, that is voluntary. The worker is not being forced, nor is anything being stolen from them. They value the money that the owner is giving them more than they value their own labor. Now, one point I would like to bring up that some critics have brought up in my article is productivity has been increasing. while supposedly that wages have not risen to the great extent with that of productivity. The problem with this is that, yes, productivity has gone up, but not so much because of the worker. It's gone up because of better machinery, better equipment, and better systems, not because of the worker. With the increased use of robotics, that has increased productivity. Even small, simple tools have increased productivity in certain jobs. What do you think happened with Henry Ford? He didn't invent the car. No, he had a better system of making the car cheaper. The productivity went up, and cars went down in price. After this, Wolff states that the rich are getting richer and that the poor just get by. This is false. People have more comfort because of capitalism making it possible to make people's lives better. Things like air conditioning, heating, cars, cell phones, computers, and planes were all made possible because capitalists desired to make a profit while also bettering people's lives in the process. People who accept a job at a certain wage is not theft, nor is it exploitation. Exploitation occurs when large businesses and or the government work together to affect the everyday citizens and small businesses and medium-sized corporations. Governments do this through regulation, while businesses do this by talking together and setting a price for their labor and or product. Another form of exploitation is when workers are either lied to or left misinformed of the hazards of a job by the owners. Capitalism isn't perfect, but what it has brought to the world is better than the alternative. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and give the article of the same name 50 claps and follow me on Medium and share that article everywhere. And if you really like my content, go to my merch store and buy something there, or donate to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi. Do all this, and I'll see y'all later.